Hi guys, I'm Shmee and you join me on the 2016 Where's Shmee Eurotour, except there's a little bit of a difference because we're in the middle of this year's tour and I'm actually back in London. So if you've been following so far, you'll know that we started off here, drove in the Ferrari FF around Europe through to the Nürburgring, car Freitag, the FF of course being all-wheel drive with winter tyres, and the weather was pretty bad. It was 1 or 2 degrees Celsius and a lot of rain. So that was the right car for the first part of this tour. Driving around, visiting lots of places, stopping by Arden, Brabus, JP Performance, Manhart, so it's been a pretty exciting trip so far. Now this is where it sort of mixes up a bit because I've popped back to London in the FF to drop it off and show you something that's coming a little bit later on, but also to pick up the McLaren, except I've also made some changes to the McLaren that are going to make the rest of this tour even more fun. So the first thing I'm going to show you that I have changed on the car is the tyres. These are the Pirelli P0 Trofeo Rs. These are the tyres that effectively the LT is designed to have. Super bulbous, not much tread on them, but the sort of road legal racing tyres, and these are what were created for the 675 LT, but I've been running it since new with the standard road tyre, the standard Pirelli P0. And the reason for that, of course, is I took delivery just before winter, so the weather was rubbish and I wasn't going racing with the car. So that's a subtle hint to what I might be doing something fun with in the next couple of days. So I'm rather excited about that. Actually, I'll probably tell you later on in this video what's coming. But I'm going to be heading off in the LT on this trip now around Europe, meandering back through Germany, down through the Alps, joined by other cars along the way, as we head towards two main events. This whole trip is themed around the road to Top Marks Monaco, but also cars and coffee in Brescia. So we're going to be taking the LT, a couple of other cars as well to these various events, which is just going to be so much fun. And as well as that, on the way down, I'm continuing my stop via all sorts of different places to film videos, create content, so there's a lot of pretty special stuff to come. So I'm rather excited to be back in the LT and taking it on its first sort of, road trip from the UK. I haven't taken it across the Eurotunnel before because I've shipped it each time I've taken it to other countries. However, this time we're going to be driving it. And one other thing that it's finally time to show you about is the McLaren Track Telemetry Pack, which is the USB stick and the camera software. So McLaren Track Telemetry is built into all 675 LTs, and the option was to have the cameras, one here, one in the rear, one in the headliner. And I haven't actually to this date done a demonstration of how those work. So when I get to somewhere interesting worth showing you, I'm going to do the demo. You can see the other camera just here on the roof. And I'm going to show you how all of that works and show you the software, and I think it's really pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting you a demo of that. So one other thing that I'm going to show you right now, which I have got since I came back to London, if I just pop open the bonnet, this is really rather cool. So in here, it's a mini 675 LT. This is created by Special Operation Models. If I put it here just so you can take a good look at that. Limited to 25, we have these 1/18 scale replicas of the Shmee-mobile, the 675 LT model. Limited edition, numbered cars, 25 of them, which can be bought through Special Operations Models. It's a special collaboration we're doing together. This is, of course, my one. We're going to be selling them through the website, so I'll pop their link to where you can get them if you're interested, of course. And the cool thing I think that we're going to be doing is the final model. When we've only got one left, I'm going to be auctioning off for a charity, to give the proceeds to charity, a charity that is connected to myself. So I'm going to give you more information about that in due course, but the other models are available, and is of course cerulean blue. It's as close a spec replica match as you can get. The wheels, the calipers, the body of the car. In fact, this is quite hard to do, but let me see if I can shut the bonnet. Do this quickly while holding the video camera and show you the car in front of the real car. I think that's pretty cool. It's a very good quality model, of course, as you would expect. It actually has a foam base, so I'm not going to break anything by doing this. And my car has the paint protection film on it as well, which is going to be the topic of the next clip in this video. But I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of those little models, as you may know. So that leads me on to part 2. What I'm going to be doing now, which is heading off to Dub Customs to pick up the FF that I dropped off there yesterday. And you're about to see why. Let's go. Back then with the FF at Dub Customs, and this is kind of where I have to reveal a little sneaky trick that I played on you guys. So you might remember I recently did a video where I keyed my FF, and you thought, or some people thought, I had made a little scratch to the front. Well, I must confess that what you see now is the FF with its original front bumper, and here is a spare bumper that Dub Customs sourced for me that we prepared to shoot that video. So just in case anything went wrong when I was actually keying the FF, we had bought this separate bumper, painted it, fitted it, put it on the car, just because I didn't want to obviously cause any sort of trouble for the paint job on the FF. So a little bit of a con, I suppose I should admit to right there. But on the side effect, that allows me to show you something else interesting about this other bumper that we painted. Which is the same bumper that I've been using obviously for the last week. So it's done about 1,000 miles now, including some pretty bad weather, some fast motorway stuff, and of course car driving with the Pace convoy. And look at how stone chipped and peppered it is. Whereas if you've had a paint protection film car, so if I went around the McLaren right now, which has done plenty of similar things, it would have none of this, none of that at all. So big shout out for that. But obviously thanks to the guys here at Dub for helping out with this and being part of it. I'm now going to take that car home, get the McLaren loaded up, because the next stop is to hit the road on the way to Belgium. One more quick update then from my garage, just because it's fun, because this doesn't happen too often, that I have the LT, the FF, and up there the GT4 all together in the same place for once, which is spectacularly rare actually. So kind of cool. I've just got to move all my stuff over for travelling. I mean, I have my fobs and stuff, high-vis jackets, all the things you need travelling around Europe from one car to the other. And then I'm going to go park the FF in a lower level. I've got another space down. I've just temporarily borrowed one of my neighbour's spaces. Although wouldn't it be cool if I had the two together, especially when I have the LT Spider that I can park there. Alas, no. Anyway, I'll do that, and then I'm going to get my stuff packed, and then we're going to be on the road, finally. Well, a good morning to you, and today is the day that we're going to be heading back into the continent in the LT, and I'm joined again by Ben over here, who came down to Geneva with me, who's just getting an energy drink ready for the road. Different car. We were in the California T last time, yep. But I'm just going to quickly show everyone luggage situation. 2 bags in the bonnet, a pillow compulsory for when we're exhausted, which inevitably happens on the road trips, and we've just been playing a delicate game of placing everything on the rear parcel shelf with my matching blue bags. So obviously we don't want to damage the back of the carbon bucket, and obviously I want to be able to see backwards. But we're all ready. The car obviously has its Trofeo R tyres on it, and we're going to hit the road. Let's go to the Eurotunnel.
Let's do it.
A very easy journey so far, and we are arriving at the Eurotunnel train. We've had straight out of London with no traffic, no problems, no issues, straight into the Eurotunnel. We did actually get jumped ahead of train, but then it took so long to get through passport control that we're actually on the one that I booked. That's no problem. We'll get to Spa this evening, aiming for about 9:30 when we get to our hotel. But this is actually, amusingly, the first time I have taken this car in the Eurotunnel. So although this car's been to Germany, Switzerland, Italy, France, Monaco, and it's had about a month abroad, I shipped it out and shipped it back home. So this is the first time I'm driving it through the Eurotunnel. Yeah, I suppose I should report now that I've done about 70 miles on the tyres. They actually seem really quite good. I mean, when you're running on the motorway, they get up to about 30 degrees tyre temp, so no issues. But yeah, we'll cross over to France, and then it's about 3 hours to Spa. And we have arrived, so I haven't really filmed much of today's journey. We had a bit of drizzle, we had an awful lot of traffic. It's been absolutely horrendous actually, taking us a good hour longer than we thought this evening to get here. But the LT has done a marvellous job, and while I'm outside our hotel here, I'm going to quickly show you. We got all of this luggage in the car, and some more, and you could have fit probably 2 more of those bags in the car. So that's done quite a nice job. Yeah, let's talk about these. Elephant in the room really, if I didn't. MSOP1, seen this car before, lovely blue with lots of red highlights. Looking very nice right there. Then an orange LT. This LT I notice actually has the titanium roll hoop in the back and the harnesses, which is cool. And a 570 GT as well. I was almost going to say 570S, I didn't notice it was a GT with the hatchback, so that's presumably a factory car. In the car park around the back of our hotel there are a number of more McLarens, but this is why we're here. Tomorrow is Pure McLaren at Spa. So it's an event I came to before a couple of times. I took my 12C to Pure McLaren at Spa, and I took my 650S to Pure McLaren at Silverstone. And the reason I go to Pure McLaren is because it's an opportunity with technicians to look at the car, make sure everything is right when you arrive. They sort of look after you through the day. You get some instruction, obviously to make sure you learn the circuit and you're very careful, because let's face it, if you're taking your own car like this, which is a fairly expensive car around, certainly I want the assurance of knowing that I'm doing the right thing and somebody's going to be helping me out a little bit. And obviously, because it is like-minded customers, owners of the cars coming down for these days, it's only McLarens, and on the whole, privately owned cars, everybody tends to be pretty cautious and careful. So for somebody who doesn't spend all their time racing and out on the race circuit, it's a very sort of nice introduction to it, ability to learn, understand, ask questions. It's obviously a nice community as well. So I love coming down to these events, and I rather wanted to drive this car at Spa, so that's why it's got the Trofeo R's. That's why we've driven through Belgium this evening, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow very, very much. So we've taken everything out of the car so that it's not going to have anything throwing around when I drive it tomorrow. And I think there'll be quite a few cars here. And what I'm going to do basically tomorrow is talk a little bit about what it's like, the experience driving here, what these tyres are like. I'll demonstrate the MTT, the McLaren track telemetry, and the cameras, because I've never previously shown that. A bit of a learning lesson for me too, to make sure I get it all right. But I'm very, very excited, and I think we're going to see quite a lot of rather special McLarens here as well. So, good times ahead. It's been an interesting little vlog, I suppose, my change around in the UK. But thank you very much, as always, for watching. We've got a lot of the tour still to come in the McLaren. Of course, after this, we're going through Germany. I'm getting on a plane to Portugal and back. Then I'm continuing through the south of Germany, stopping via some interesting places, going down through the Alps with some fellow YouTubers, then through to Italy, and then around to Monaco for Top Marks. So the road to Top Marks Monaco is now well and truly underway, and I can't wait to share this whole story with you. That's it for now, though. Looking forward to tomorrow, and I will catch up with you again very soon. Cheers! Okay, so here we go. P1 time. Got the lift system up already, that's going to make it easy to get. If Porsche offered me a GT3 RS, I would not take a second to think about buying one. Let's jump in.